Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of the Empowering Lives Through an Online Business. And today we're bringing you the following topic.
Our topic for today is from intention to action, turning goals into habits.
Yeah, so that's where we're going to be talking today. So before we dive into our topic, let us introduce ourselves. So hi everyone. My name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but currently residing in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor.
Hello, hi everyone. My name is Yesenia, but everyone knows me as Jessie. I'm a nurse by profession. I live here in Ontario, Canada, but I'm original from Cuba. I have my business online and I'm a mentor.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isabel. I am originally from Mexico, now residing in North Carolina with my family. I am a digital business owner and a mentor.
So we also want to remind everyone that every Tuesdays and every Thursdays we have our live webinar. So if you want to learn how you can start your online business and start earning online, all you have to do is just register into any of the websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. So when you register into our website, you will receive an email that will contain two links. The first one is to register to the live webinar. So that one will take you to a page that will have two buttons. So you can register for either day or for both. Our live webinars is every Tuesdays and Thursdays at the same time, 5 p.m. PST and 8 p.m. EST. The second link you get there is the link to the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot attend to the live webinar, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. In addition to that, we also invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. So now you're probably wondering, so what is it that you're going to find out on the webinar? On the webinar, you're going to find out how an online business plan works, and also you get the opportunity to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So if you want to catch yesterday's live webinar, before this coming Tuesday's live webinar, here were the hosts and panelists for that day.
Okay, so we had our live webinar yesterday or last night, and we had Janet as our host. She's a former teacher and fashion designer. We also had Quarum, who's a former Walmart cashier. We had Marissa Nay, who's a business owner, and Urusha, who's a senior accounts manager.
Okay, we also had Miri. She's a caregiver, part-time Lyft driver. Sanika, she's a former medical claims process. And Nina, ella is a former life insurance agent. So you can see all these people there were on a live webinar last Thursday, January 29. They came from different backgrounds. But remember, our live webinar at every Tuesdays and Thursday, always at the same time. 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And the only thing you have to do is register with your name and email and learn more about how to start your journey online.
Thank you, Isabel. Thank you, Jesse. So if you're catching yesterday's replay of the live webinar, our replays have subtitles in several languages, and our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: the Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. So there you go. So if you want to learn how to start your online business, and start, creating that plan B, all you have to do is just register into any of the websites. We do have a comment here from Marta Villalobos. Hello, my friends from here in Mexico. We brought my cat to the doctor. Thank you for watching, Martha.
Thank you,
Hopefully he's
Martha.
okay. And then also, she said congratulations. Thank you,
Thank
Martha.
you so much for the support, Marta.
Okay, so let's dive into our topic for today.
Yeah, so our topic for episode 36 is from intention to action, turning goals into habits.
Yes, so that's what we're going to be talking today. So, welcome back to another episode of the Empowering Lives Through an Online Business, and happy Friday to all everyone that is on Friday, and happy Saturday for those who are already on Saturday. So, most people start the year with strong intentions, but intentions alone don't create results. Results come from habits. And today we are talking about how to move from wanting to change to wanting changing to living, now wanting change to living, living it by turning goals into simple, repeatable actions. So that's what we're going to be talking today. So for that, we're going to be talking about the following points.
Okay, we're going to be digging into point number one. It's about habit made progress automatically. Point number two, start small to stay consistent. And point number three, repetition, build identity and results.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking today. So let's start with the point number one.
Okay, habits make progress automatic. So for a long time, I thought progress required constant motivation. If I didn't feel inspired, energized, or confident, I assumed it was the right time. It wasn't the right time. But what I learned, especially while juggling work, family, and my own growth, is that motivation is unreliable. Life gets busy, energy fades, and doubts show up. So, what changed everything for me wasn't more willpower, it was habits. And according to the research from Duke University, shows that 45% of our daily habits is driven by our daily behavior is driven by habits, not conscious decisions. So that means nearly half of what we do happens on autopilot. And I don't know if it happens to you, but a lot of times, especially if I'm driving or I'm doing something at home and I'm already doing the next thing or I'm on the next road and I'm like, how did I get here? Because I'm on autopilot, right? Like we do this so often. And as you can see, nearly half of what we do is on autopilot. So don't be surprised if these things happen to you too. Once I stop asking myself, do I feel like doing this today? And replace it with, this is just what I do, progress became easier and more consistent. And no, it's not an easy thing to do, it's something that you build, with time. It doesn't happen overnight. And believe me that when you're starting to do this change, it's easy to choose not doing the things that you have to do because you just don't have the motivation or you're not feeling well or whatever. But when you know the reason why you're doing it and you do it regardless of how you feel, that's what makes a difference. So habits remove the emotional debate, they remove friction, they protect my growth on days when motivation was slow and life felt heavy. I didn't need to overhaul my life. I needed small, repeatable actions that fit into my real routine, actions that compound quietly over time. That's how confidence grows. That's how momentum is built. And that's how progress continues even when excitement fades. So you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits. So you can have many goals, you can have big goals, huge goals, but if you don't have the habits, you're not going to be able to rise up to those goals that you have defined for yourself. And let me tell you this, I'm going to leave you with this. When progress becomes a habit, you don't rely on motivation. Growth happens automatically.
Thank you, Isabel. So yeah, so Isabel talk about habits makes progress automatics, and like Isabel was saying, if you can have all the goals you want, but if you don't have the habits, to be able to achieve those goals, then nothing is going to happen. So habits are the ones that make the progress to be able to achieve what you want. Okay, so let's go to the point number two.
All right. So point number two, because we always say this, start small to stay consistent. A lot of people think, oh, I need to get everything done. I need to have everything figured out to start. And that's not true. Okay. According to BJ Fogg behavior model, people are more likely to sustain habits when the action is small and easy to repeat. Big goals often fail because they are too overwhelming. Habits work when they're simple. Example of this: 10 minutes of learning, one post per day, one conversation, one follow up. It's just what it takes to continue being consistent. A small action feel manageable. So, and manageable actions get repeated. So you don't get overwhelmed. You don't get you don't say to yourself, oh my gosh, this is too much for me. And I think that's one of the reasons that when we start a project or we want to start something, because we want to do everything at the same time. We fail because everything cannot be done at once. And those small actions done consistently, that's when you see the results. When you start small, you win more often. And even every win build confidence. Confidence build a consistent, and consistent build a success. But setting huge goals without a system in place, it will lead to burn out. But when you start breaking your goals into simple actions, it will make it like it's possible. It will make it sustainable. you know if your goal is to grow an online business, don't say, or don't start, oh, I'll work all day, or I have to connect 500 people, or don't say that. It's spend just 30 minutes, focus on something, learn about something, maybe about posting, or connecting about someone for just 30 minutes. And that's how you show your habits, and your habits start building up. Remember, discipline is it will beat motivation no matter what. Because it's something consistent that you have. When the motivation, as I was saying before, when the motivation is gone, you're going to keep that habit consistent. You're going to show up. You're going to say yes. When we all start this our lives, we were afraid. We were scared because our, I don't know about Isa and Sandy, but I was afraid about my English, my Spanish. And then we start building up. We start showing up. And that we actually are enjoying it doing this life. So it's about consistency. So, and that consistency we create about the identity that we are looking for. So stop saying I'm trying. You know, you start saying this is what I do. This is me. So stop waiting for that perfect moment, or for that step by step thing that you want to do, achieve everything. I know we all want big goals, but start putting in small goals, and like this set it. This is my goal, but I can do this first, this second, and then you're going to see your progress, and you're going to see your steps, and you're going to create that momentum you will create in yourself.
Thank you, Jessie. So Jessie talk about start small to stay consistent. So don't try to do everything at once, like Jessie mentioned, because yes, you might start at the beginning, but then as you go through, you will stop eventually. So you're not gonna be so consistent. It's better to be, like even if you're doing small baby step, but that keeps you moving forward, and you keep that momentum. So you never stop. Okay, so now we're gonna move into the third point. So repetition builds identity and results. So after more than 2 decades in the film industry, I knew that what repetition looked like. The long hours, the daily routines, and it takes until a scene felt just right. But what I didn't realize back then was that repetition wasn't just about mastering a skill, it was shaping who I was becoming. So when I transitioned into the digital business world, that lesson came back full circle. At first, everything felt new, learning new systems, creating content, mentoring others. But I discovered that consistency creates confidence because, the more, like Jesse was saying, we were not, confident, so we started, showing up, so repeating, and eventually, we started building that confidence. So we started to overcome our fears. Um, So, according to the European Journal of Social Psychology, it takes an average of 66 days for a habit to form. But the real key isn't how fast you do it, it's how consistent you are. And I do understand, when I'm training my mentees, um, I always say, to write it down, okay, on a notebook when you are learning something new, because you can refer to that, and then apply it. And every time that you start doing it, eventually you don't need your notebook because you created that repetition. The problem is when you trying to rely on your memory and you keep repeating the same mistake. So you want to correct that by writing it on the notebook. So each small action you repeat, recording a video, posting, connecting with someone new, learning a new tool, is like laying another brick in the foundation of your identity. So you stop saying, I'm trying to be consistent, and start saying, I'm the kind of person who shows up. So that's when results start compounding. So a habit builds self trust, and that trust fuels the courage to dream bigger. So here's the message for you guys. You don't need to do everything perfectly. You just need to keep showing up until the habit becomes part of who you are. Because repetition doesn't just create results, it creates you. So by creating you is building that confidence, that you're able to overcome those fear and then show up, on your business. So the key takeaway for this topic is
Goals give direction, habits create results. When you turn intention into action consistently, you stop starting over and start building forward.
yes. And what is our message for the audience?
So, our message for you, choose one small habit you are committed to do daily this week. Okay? Comment habit below and make that commitment visible.
Yeah, so that's the message for the audience. And we have arrived to the end of our lives. So hopefully, you learned something today that you can apply. How turn your intentions into action by turning, those goals into habits, because you can have goals, but if you don't have habits, then it's not gonna happen. And if you don't create those small, like, consistency by creating, small repetitions, then you don't have that momentum to keep going. So if you apply all the three things that we shared today, you're gonna be able to reach those intentions that you're setting up for yourself and achieve them. So if you have any other tips that you want to add to the topic that we shared today, you can put it in the comments and we'll be happy to read them. And if you want to learn, how you can start an online business in 2026, creating that plan B or that extra side of income that you can build alongside your job. Here are three ways that you can find out more information. You can put it in the comments, more info, send us a private message, or register directly into our website. So when you register into our website, you will receive an email that will contain two links. The first one is to register to the live webinar. So that one will take you to a page where you can pick either day or both. So our live webinars is every Tuesdays and Thursdays at the same time, 5 p.m. PST and 8 p.m. EST. So you can register for either day or both. The second link is the link to the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot attend to the live webinar, that's not a problem. You can always catch the replay and watch it from the comfort of your own home. In addition to that, we also invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. Now, you're probably wondering, so what is it that you're going to find out on the webinar? On the webinar, you're going to find out how an online business plan works, and also you get the opportunity to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So if you want to catch the replay from yesterday's live webinar before this coming Tuesday's live webinar, all you have to do is just put in the comments more info, send us a private message, or register directly into our website. So I want to say thank you to everyone that has watched the live with us today. For those catching the replay, thank you so much. And to our followers, thank you so much for being part of our journey, for believing in us, and for engaging with our content. We also want to say thank you to Janet Lina Quinty for the heart emoji. Thank you so much, Janet. And also to Elizabeth Adejo for the like emoji and Marta Villalobos for the like emoji. So thank you everyone
Thank
for
you. Thank you.
watching the live with us today and for the emojis. Now let's find out what is our topic for next Friday.
Okay, next Friday, we're going to have building unshakable confidence in yourself.
Yes, so that's our topic for next Friday. So, because confidence grows when habits prove you can trust yourself. So, it's a continuation to what we started to talk today. So, um, stay tuned for next Friday. And well, that's the end of our live. So, we want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Friday for those who are on Friday, and a happy and blessed Saturday for those who are already on Saturday, and a happy and blessed weekend ahead for everyone. So, thank you again for being here with us today. And until the next episode of the Empowering Lives Through an Online Business. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching, and God bless you all.
Thank you,
Bye.
guys.
Thank you. Thank
Stay
you.
safe and warm.
Yes, so cool.